I say, Lord, be my savior when it come to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't favor. Say amen. Amen, 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 yeah. Amen. That boys and they can't win. Can't win, can't win, can't win, can't win. Check, 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 check. Going up, going up, going up. We in this, we gonna. Going up, going up, going up. Till they like my persona. Going up, going up, going up. Remember them was honest. We used to drive them Hondas. Now we pull up in the furnace. Go up, walk in, show up, baby, hold up, go up, boys, don't touch, we flow.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features a very active secondary. The Seahawks are #1 in forcing interceptions.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Fresh set of downs here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. 19.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Eli Harold in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. A long way to go for the offense here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here on 1st down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The former Clemson Tiger, Sharon Peake, was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go.
On play action, it's Garoppolo going for the deep ball. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
No. Check. Patriot.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
As you and I know from visiting a lot of camps, no one practices this type of a start, do they?
Especially not on the road. You give up the touchdown on the opening drive. Now there's likely a 3-and-out on your first possession.
Yeah, you throw that incompletion there. You hate to fall into a hole early, especially on the road. Got to be careful.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin, sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. Got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing. Change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Take Carradine in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Now Wilson on second down. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. They go play action now. Wilson. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, as seen on TV, here's their resident strongman, John Ryan, on to punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at... the 8-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoff. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Play action. Garoppolo. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
To throw is Wilson. This is a nice little stretch he's putting together. Remember, 3 sacks last week.
And now he's off to the races in this game because he thinks, okay, that's the start of something big because he's in a zone. He's locked in. So offensively, you've got to occupy him. Maybe even run the ball at him as opposed to passing it so he can't just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
When you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Wilson now off the bootleg. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Garoppolo on 1st down. And the hook up here with Jalen Strong complete. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this down to the 8. 18 yards on each of the last 2 plays, and they're picking up big chunks now. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford. He used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Didn't he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about. He used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad,
Garoppolo looks to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And he fires one, but incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll run for it. Hyde. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Carlos Hyde. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are back within a score. So they went for it from the 1 on 4th and goal, and they got it done.
Is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Offense needs something here on 2nd down. It is 2nd and long. Here comes the D swarming to the line. They run again with Carson. So able to break through the initial contact and then down right near the 25. Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him. And
the Niners get there and bring him down. Here's John Ryan now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. San Francisco gets set to go here. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, and their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Garoppolo now, first down throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sheldon Richardson getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Gets it to Strong. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Now bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. From the shotgun, Wilson out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. A beautiful spin and room to run. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. The play clock's running down. Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on to it at 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He's going to wind up and air it out. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. What people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the 2nd quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows. They're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around. And left side here, it's Graham. The 40, 30, the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jimmy Graham, 83 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers and maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney. To 2, to 3. Good.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Deep ball, and that's caught inside the 30. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. It's caught outright by Graham. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time. But now you get to sit up here with me. Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them. Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football. Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second down following the run. Defense showing blitz. On second down, Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eli Harold in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again. Throwing is Wilson, and he's going to go down again. This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again. And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked.
but you have to be prepared for wrinkles.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there for the Niners. 55 yards. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. That'll bring up second down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. Third down here. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're taking a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now the big man, this is Andrews. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Eli Harold in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. This is taken at the 23. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Looking right sideline, that's complete. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Jalen Strong, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jalen Strong with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. He's up near 100 yards now here in the second quarter, but his team's down.
Through no fault of his own. I mean, what a nice game he's having so far. They've got to keep finding ways to get him the football.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. A reminder with halftime approaching, when we get there, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first-half highlights and analysis.
And I hope he's iced down his throat.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Seahawks on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now the big man. This is Andrews. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, as an offense, you know, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was... and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is fielded at the 27. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole...
And this is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the D looking like they may blitz. Now Wilson on second down. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
But once again, a good example of situational football. That was 3rd and very long, so you know they were guarding against the pass. And when they decided to run the ball, that was okay. Whatever yardage they picked up, as long as they didn't get to the first down marker, the defense was willing to concede, and they stopped them well short of a first down.
Here's John Ryan now. He's been terrific so far. Okay, let's not waste any more time, or certainly any more of Larry's time. Let's play ball. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Lucky 56, Leopard.
Now a play fake here on first down. Deep ball for Goodwin. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
After that nice game there, for the rest of the game, the defense is going to have to respect the running backs as passing threats as well. Not just play them strictly to run the football. They may be able to get downfield and catch it too.
Here's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Richardson. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Yeah, the defense definitely showing blitz here. Wilson to throw on second down. This is caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. First carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Flushed out right. Deep ball for Goodwin. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They coming off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. That cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting them the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Eli Harold in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Let's take it inside his own 40. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. The 3rd quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that?
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Bobby Wagner not dropping open into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And his throw here is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Play clock winding down.
Delayed game, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Play action, Garoppolo. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 23 yards on the pickup. And that'll bring up 4th down. Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
A gain of 32 that time. So they're operating in the red zone. Here's Andrews. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball. And that
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good, solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice gain.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted,
end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
I don't know who exactly made the call. Wasn't the special teams coach, but it had to be okayed by the head coach. Gutsy call, fake field goal that results in a touchdown. A terrific play.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use...
It got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They give him a gain of 38. Play action. Now Garoppolo. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Marquise Goodwin from 8 yards out. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Man, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So many times you hear today. NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. First down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far. But a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver done. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for the Niners. 56 yards. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Corey Coleman, his third touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On first down, Wilson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. To throw is Wilson. Looking to throw on second down. Complete. Richardson has it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. Now Wilson on first down. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that's going to lead to a third down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up.
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Aguayo on for the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been... It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Niners. 54 yards. Garoppolo now, first down throw. His throw caught at about the 5. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Carlos Hyde, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they...
And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's third down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really...
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, 28 yards. And the 49ers add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff position? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. To throw on 2nd down. Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
1st down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Again, Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wilson now to throw on 2nd down. And left side here, it's Graham. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Wilson throwing on 3rd and long. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A good pickup there at 22. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the pressure gets to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson, he's going to float this one deep. And this will be caught at the 30. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On 2nd down, Wilson. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. And he gets it down to the 32. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And here's Wilson throwing on 3rd and long. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And this one is right down Broadway. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. He's at the 40. And all the way down to the the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They'll run it with Andrews. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 11 more on that one and another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. The offense behind the chains after the infraction. It's now 3rd down and 14. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
They are, by the way, into the 4th quarter now in Oakland. And give that one to the Cardinals as they wind up winners. David Johnson, he led the way with over 100 yards rushing and also 2 touchdown runs. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just 1 kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here comes the D swarming to the line. Wilson on 1st down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I think when they get back in the huddle, the question will be, why did you throw that one? The coverage was incredible all over him. The only thing he didn't do after he caught the ball as a defender was get his feet in.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. And from the 9-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out, and a 5-yard penalty. And that'll set them back 5. So now it's 1st and goal. Now it's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. To throw again is Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now here comes their final timeout, as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. To throw is Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. One last shot for Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover